Maybe just blow him up before he does his crazy team fighting abilities.
And even though it's a 5-man roster we've never seen, ES Sharks comp does a lot of things. If you think about what it can do, pick comp, Varus, Malzahar, Jarvan is about as reliable pick as you could ever want onto one member, right? So single target deletion.
Going strong, the Sir Thomas Kent. As we do take a look at the other side here. Vladimir, straight into the mid lane, not something you see all the time, but looking to do that team fighting craziness.
And the lanes will be a bit of a struggle, so while team fighting is always the light at the end of the tunnel, they haven't got the traditional winning lanes around champions like Lucian to necessarily make those team fights a formality. So VSG need a good start to actually get to the team fights.
So here we go, game 1 of the losers match starts now.
I think we might have to do some cheering.
Guzan doing a lot of tick damage here to Ruby, who's trying to get that health back as the smite does go the way of Patch, it looks like. Nice knockup on a 2 now, but they're looking to get on top of Guzan, not quite able to. Knockup comes on a Catch, who does have to flash away, but now ES Sharks looking to potentially turn this one around as Soar just says, F it, I'm getting out of here.
In Vladimir, same story with mid lane Vladimir's Catch not moving, he doesn't know he's here!
So cute, and now he's going to get the knockup on Orion, who again does not have his flash. Here comes Thomas
so
Catch.
good.
See you later. What a play. First blood goes to Catch very deservedly, makes that play happen.
Catch is a monster. I love it so much. If they hadn't have got the kill because
two,
it's so good. He was spotted on the ward in the river.
Yeah. He sees him after he starts the Raptors, and of course, no way to get out of this one.
This is the ES Sharks I wanted to see, the ES Sharks.
In terms of the CS, and he's just been flicking that tongue, doing Tom Kent's things. Speaking of which, trying to get on top of Ruby here. They are going to force that flash away from the Vladimir, and still the flash going to come in here from the Malzahar as following up with the flash here is Catch, but not sure they're going to be able to lock this down. Nice dodge, and now the flash over by Ryan is going to punish them both as he gets a double kill in the mid lane.
That was a real overinvestment by Kuza. He doesn't have Ignite. There was no way he was going to one rotation Ruby there. Forced errors we saw from ES Sharks quite a lot in their series a couple of days ago. The initial play is perfect from Catch. He swaps his R for the enemy flash. Great. Awesome play. Notice Ruby has not used his pull yet, and then you go in on over 1,000 health Vladimir as no item Malzahar. It's just so much used to try to get the kill. Even if the Q hits, watching on, I think he lives on about 20 health. He might be overkilled by 1 damage. But you can see the VSG coaching staff are stoked because out of nowhere, they were kind of gift wrapped 2 kills. Play a couple of days ago, so with that pressure, speaking of pressure, topside, you remember, doesn't have flash.
No flash, GLP comes in, but look at that long-range ultimate. Pop Blossom gonna lock him down though. 1 auto from the turret would have done it, but he gets out of range. And Soar is gonna live as well. They get the kill, and now the push will come in from the Herald.
They needed to hit the Q though, it was close. Remember with AP Nico, the shield.
Really looking to pressure onto this one as here comes another Ornn ultimate. This one gonna knock them both up into the double knockup. That's gonna make it 2. Super easily and clean by the side of Soar and his Ornn.
It's a tale of 2 cooldowns. The first call the Forge God, flash is gone. Second call the Forge God, double kill. Huge Sharks. Yes, team fight wise they might be outcomed. That's extra poke damage with Infernal. This was just the ram you were looking for. Look at this Ornn play. Could you be any cleaner?
I mean, that's the dream engage, right?
Then those are the 3 that he can upgrade. He can upgrade someone if he finds an ally, but right now it's enemies he's found.
You can see the exhaust and the frozen heart. He takes so long to die, but he is absolutely going to die as Catch
into the Just a Siege comp. Meanwhile,
what is going on?
Catch is done.
Catch, okay. He's going to try to get away from this one as well. The Q should be up in a bit, but he's not as fast. So Ruby is going to be able to easily take him out as not sure why he went in a second time.
This Vladimir's got a bounty.
Take another look at how this happens, the Abyssal Voyage, and you're like, okay, Soar's almost definitely going to die. But then the TP comes in, and then they interrupt it. But I'm not sure if that's the right way to go, as Pop Blossom was going to lock down Vladimir.
It's one of those things where if you have full information, you never make that play, right? Because you're like, oh, a second kill. But instead, Catch is just doing the autopilot thing of, if you see it's already on the board. So, whatever. Let's just go with 2 for VSG and 1 for ES Sharks. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, in the game,
going to be locking down the Morgana, who is going to flash away. Catch is going into that one. They're locking down the Rek'Sai in the mid lane, though. Ruby pretty low, but he's a Vladimir staying alive as they're trying to get on top of Light, and so is the top bench. But he's doing so much damage. He's just sitting there like his own turret, able to push back VSG. It doesn't look like anyone else is going to die on the backside of so many low health bars.
Yeah, a lot of engage. Oh!
Okay.
Cast a Curse is real. Sniped down by Light. They pick up that counter kill. The setup there from VSG, they didn't have full vision, so a lot of people be doing better. So you watch this replay and notice a lot of these rushes are not warded from VSG. And it's a face check to begin. It's a pure basically out of the fight instantly. From there, Vladimir comes in slowed. It's all pretty awkward. The exhaust is actually pretty decent time. The Tides of Blood is not max damage. Ruby probably should have died, fell to 100 health, so this was just VSG saying, we've got the better team fight, let's go. They didn't actually put all the pieces together to get the most out of what they picked.
Definitely an awkward fight when you look at it. It was kind of two things happening at the same time, and Rek'Sai running straight into a Malzahar.
For the team of ES Sharks. The moment they walk up, you know what tune we're going to hear about as.
Yeah, it's already happening. They're trying to lock down Ruby here, who has to go into the pool, but he's ticking down as even Varus is going to get the kill. Oh boy, Ruby a little bit too presumptuous and bold there, really holding everybody accountable for their positioning as now Chain of Corruption comes in and Soar in a little bit of trouble. Nice knock up to interrupt the dash as down he will go as well, and the charging train of the ES Sharks is going to stop there at the tier 2.
VSG, they had their options, they had everything set up, but they've really, the Q spam does so much damage. So for now, Kuzan's looking out, but here's the call the Forge Guard.
Pick and poke, but he's not going to be able to get that ultimate down, and Ruby's going to die immediately. And take a look at Light's positioning on the left side. Does so much damage and then gets devoured. Take a look at Veritas, though, still alive, trying to do that damage. Is going to flash on in, gets 1, gets 2. He's still alive in this one with the Black Shield. Trying to top down on Cougar. Is going to flash forward here as Cougar tries to get that kill, and he will, but eventually, at the end of the madness, VSG are going to take the fight.
I mean, look at the zoom in. There's bodies everywhere. It's an atrocity in the mid lane, but the only one living is Ryan. It looked like this was the fight that ES was going to outplay when there was no connection on the call of the Forge God. I assume this was a silence. Let's see actually how he was interrupted. Maybe, let's watch how it happens. The first one that comes in, it's a Chain of Corruption. Really well done by Light to interrupt the team fight out, because then Ruby once again can be turned on and taken down instantly, and your mind just says, oh wait, Vlad and Ornn are dead, how can VSG win? But Veritas' Lucian is a pick we talked about. He's so opportunistic, dives in the back, assassinates one, and only the Battle Cougar on the Tahm Kench stops him from popping up. Overall, this is a 5 for 4. Ryan comes out the only one living. Still, critical strike. He's doing plenty of damage. Got the Blade of the Rune King as well. Another call the Forge Guard. This one registers.
That is going to knock up that Malzahar, and take a look at how he just disappears. The shield is going to save him, but the Nico's dead already. Nice devour, but the double knockup comes in, and it does not matter as Catch is all alone now. VSG probably just going to ignore him and go for that Baron after a very successful fight.
And that was just a max range hold up.
You notice that Pure was trying to interrupt the backs here for quite a while as the push continuing to come in.
Back now. It's looking like you're right.
10 seconds left. Nice Cataclysm into the knockup, trying to delay them, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough as down will go Jarvan, and down will go the Nexus. VSG able to pick up game 1 of the series.
With 5 seconds to spare, finally the team fight goes as they selected, and the match ends even more promptly than we first suspected. The HighLights and then a couple of moments he'd want to have forget. So in the end, if you think back, it's kind of more of a team performance than we first suspected from VSG.
It would have to be either Ryan or Soar. I think that's pretty obvious. You know, Veritas had the one moment, and Ruby was kind of like, you know, he did the most damage, but there were definitely a couple of head scratchers there in that game. So shout out to VSG for just straight up outplaying the Sharks and getting to that late game.